Hello and welcome to Trinity Volleyball Academy. My name is Charles, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Peak Performance Program, which is essentially a 12-week intensive instructional program for girls that takes them all the way from the beginning to the end of their development process. So it's a very comprehensive approach to addressing player skill development for the sport of volleyball. Right. All right. So a little bit about us. We are a premier volleyball skills instruction program for girls. So we basically work with girls ages 8 through 18, and we help them in all aspects of the game. Obviously, skill development is a key aspect, but we also work with areas of character, mindset, fitness, and nutrition. So we really come about developing the player from a very holistic point of view because we believe that that's the best way for anyone to get better in any sport is to take a comprehensive approach in view to development. So a little bit more about our peak performance program. It is a 12-week, again, intensive volleyball skill development program. We take that comprehensive approach, as I mentioned. So that means that we address all aspects of your particular daughter's skills. So if she's working on a particular skill set, let's say she's looking to become an outside hitter, then we will address all aspects of what it takes to succeed as an outside hitter. And in addition to working on all those skills, we also give her opportunities to hone those skills, not just in the private setting, with her instructor, but also we provide opportunities for her to do that in more of a real time real time approach such as gameplay. So she will have some opportunity to refine her skills within the context of other players, which is great because that really helps to cement a lot of what we're working on with her in her lessons. So that being said, she will be guided by her instructor. Her instructor is going to help her with aspects of her physical conditioning, nutrition, mindset, all the things that are important. And then we take a results-oriented approach. So that includes assessments and reassessments, because those are the ways that everybody knows that your daughter's getting better as a player. And just a quick note, this really is the only program of its type in the area. There are other programs in the area. There are clubs, rec leagues, sports, scholastic sports, elementary, middle, high school, and a lot of them have aspects of what we do, but we're really the only one that actually take them and put them together into basically a total transformation type of format that allows your daughter to kind of basically be walked with through the process and supported throughout the process. And we really get to focus on those areas that she needs the most help with, because honestly, there's only so much that coaches can do when you're working with teams, whether it's club teams or scholastic school, school teams. There's really only so much a coach can do. So we're the ones that kind of support their efforts, and that we will help your daughter to improve on all those areas that maybe the coaches are not able to quite get to, even though they may truly want to, right? All right, so who's this program ideal for? It's for your daughter if she's serious about taking her game to the next level. She could be at any level of development. She could be a total beginner, or she may be someone who's just been in the game for a very long time and just wants to take her game to that next level because maybe she has goals of playing at the college level. Or she just wants to play high level club or whatever it happens to be. This program will be for your daughter if she is going to be committed to the process that we're going to be walking with her through. And if she's going to be committed to putting in work outside of her time working with her instructor in the one-on-one setting or potentially group setting, okay? So that being said, there will be some homework that is going to be required in this particular program because what we're looking to do is accelerate her growth and not just kind of go from session to session. There's going to be things that we're going to ask her to do in between sessions that are going to really help to accelerate and speed up her progress. Because I know this is something that all kids want, right? They want their progress to be fast. And although there's certainly a limit to how fast one can work because each child's development, their ability to grasp and learn new concepts and things is very individualized. But for who she is and what her level of growth is, we can certainly look to maximize it within those parameters. Okay. So that being said, you can expect at least there to be a good 2 days of work uh, that needs to be put in by her in order for her to really start to see some great results within that 12-week period of time where she's going to be with us. All right, so how does the program work? Well, what we use is, as I mentioned earlier, we use a developmental approach. So we provide all the necessary components that your daughter's going to need for her to grow as a player in all aspects of her game. And we take them and put them together into a curriculum for her which allows us to be able to track how she's doing. It allows us to be able to lead and guide and instruct her along the process. And it allows us to be able to determine where her weak areas are and what we need to work on a little bit more, right, as we progress. So it's a great way for us to basically be able to keep tabs on all of the things that's happening with her development. And then in addition to that, uh, she has a roadmap. You as a parent, you're happy because you know that you can clearly see the process, and you're going to be informed at all levels of her development, so that everybody knows and feels good about where she is and where she's headed. So what goals do you have? Usually parents have goals that are similar to their daughter's goals, but sometimes your goals are a little different than hers. Either which way, when we talk to you about this program as we assess fit, one of the things that we like to do is to determine what the goals are, because that helps inform us. It helps to inform our assessment. It helps to inform the program development. It helps to inform the ways that we coach your daughter, what activities, etc. So that's going to be an important part of this process. And we usually do the goal setting right up front. And then that kind of helps inform everything else over the next 12 weeks. All right, so whether she's training for the upcoming season in school or rec sports or maybe even club, I feel like she would truly benefit from having something like this in her life because it will allow her to, ex to experience some of the the lessons and the instruction and a lot of the one-on-one communication that's going to help her to be able to be thoughtful about her game, and it's going to allow her to be able to just improve her game IQ, so to speak. And at the same time, she's going to get so many more reps. She's going to get so much more exposure to the game this way. And that being said, she's just going to be such an amazing player when that next season rolls around. And we do know that coaches would love to be able to do something like this, what we're doing, but coaches oftentimes work under time constraints. They just don't have the time or the permissions to work with athletes in this way. So that being said, that's Trinity Volleyball Academy, and that's what we're here for, is to help fill those gaps and provide that level of support for your daughter, and at the same time helping her coach and her team, because when she comes back to wherever she is, whenever she comes back for that season, she's going to be ready to go. All right. All right. So, what are the steps that we take to get her to where she needs to be? Well, step one is the assessment. And this is our pre-assessment. This is basically going to be our first exposure to your daughter and basically allows us to see, okay, where is she right now? And so that being said, we will do the assessment. It's going to give us a good benchmark of her strengths and weaknesses, And based on our goals assessment, when we talk about goals, it's going to allow us to then be able to develop that plan that's going to help her to help shore up those weaknesses and to also to help to kind of accentuate or enhance her strengths as well. Because just because it's a strength now doesn't mean we need to forsake it or forget about it. We need to also be working on making sure it's even stronger, right? So we'll do both of those things. And then we'll, as a result of the assessment, we'll obviously talk to you as the parent and to your daughter and just let her know this is where you're at. And then from there, we take her to step number 2, which is the player development plan. And that's where, based off of what we discussed with you in that meeting, that pre-assessment meeting, this is where we lay out the plan for your daughter's development. So that being said, it's obviously going to involve private sessions with the trainer or the instructor. It may also involve her it being involved in some of our camps and clinics, because those will provide her with extra reps and opportunities to be exposed to the game. And those things are all included as in part of your package. So that being said, we don't have to worry about an extra expense there. It's just a matter of the commitment to get there and participate in those things so that she can be honing those skills that we're working on in her private sessions. Okay. And then step number 3, the weekly training. Again, this is where she'll be working on um, any technique issues, in particular technique issues. The private sessions are going to be primarily focused on making sure that anything that is wrong with her technique gets corrected. That way she can reduce her risk of injury, reduce her risks like overuse types of syndromes and things that happen when we're doing the wrong technique over and over again. Okay. And then also, this will give her some repetitions, but remember, she's going to need to attend maybe some of our camps and clinics and or be at least be willing to do some of her homework at home so we can be sure that she's getting in those extra reps that are needed for her to master these skills so that she can kind of basically provide that launching pad for her development down the road. Step number 4 is the basically ongoing process updates or progress updates. That means that at least once a month, there'll be a short meeting where we'll just be talking about how she's doing. We'll be talking about areas that she's grown in. We'll be talking about areas that she still needs to see improvement. And the good thing about these meetings is that they allow us to kind of shift and move and change as we need based on what is happening in her sessions. Sometimes she'll get much better in certain areas, in which case we might say, okay, we don't need to focus as much on this right now. Let's focus on this, whether it's like footwork, arm swing, or just basic technique, right? Whether it's the serve, whether it's blocking technique, all those things. So basically what we're doing is allowing what's happening in the gym to inform how the progress or how the process needs to change and shift moving forward. But those progress updates are going to be important because it's going to also serve as a way for us to help you all to be assured that what you're here for is happening. And then also it's going to allow you all to stay encouraged by what you're seeing. And remember, you as the parent, you can sit in all these sessions so you can actually see what's happening with your daughter step by step, because we certainly want you involved in a very meaningful and significant way through all this. All right, step number 5, fitness and nutrition. As I mentioned earlier, this is super important and we should not exclude it from any type of training. Oftentimes what happens is with club and with school sports, even rec sports, they involve the fitness in with the practices. And that's obviously something that needs to happen, right? So oftentimes the athletes get the fitness in with the practice. So they're getting fit, but they're also practicing. So it's a little bit different situation than us actually helping her with her fitness outside of the confines of the team setting or dynamic. So now she can work on her fitness 3, 4, 5 days a week, right? And she doesn't have to worry about practices, in the way that she would if she were in school or if she were participating in club. And so that being said, actually we can put a little bit more emphasis on the fitness and improve that as a foundation prior to the season beginning. And then nutritionally as well, oftentimes nutrition is completely ignored or just given kind of, a little bit of focus here and there. But with us, it's something that is important. It's a priority for us. So we need to make sure that she is eating well. And also that she's sleeping well, because sleep does impact our nutritional choices. So that being said, those become very important. So we'll have the monthly call, which is Q&A, where you can ask any questions at all. And then in addition to that, we have unlimited nutrition coaching through email. So if you had questions and you wanted to ask questions, you could email us, and either myself or one of our coaches will respond back with exactly what you need. Okay. So that being said, it's going to be a back and forth, very collaborative process, and one that we hope will really truly benefit her as she's working on her game. And then the last step, step number 6, is the skills reassessment. So this typically happens at the end of the 12 weeks. And this is where we do that reassessment, same assessment that we did when she was getting started. And this is the assessment where we actually get to see and celebrate all the wins that happened over 12 weeks. We get to see the fruit of all her labor. We get to see just her skills go from this point to this point, and it's really just a time to celebrate all her progress. And then also it gives us a chance to plan for the future. We get to look at her upcoming season. We get to talk about things that she's going to need to continue to do. And obviously, we'll still be here for her, so she can always still continue to work with us, even beyond the 12 weeks in the program. And obviously, if she's got, plans of playing at a high level and or playing in college, that will be something that will be probably necessary anyway. All right, so just to give you a quick update of areas of focus in our gym, again, we work on all aspects of the game and literally all aspects. So there's not a part of the game that we will not address with your daughter as we're working with her. Even if she's coming to us as an outside hitter or a middle blocker or a right side opposite hitter or libero, whatever her position is, she still needs to see and understand the game on a broader scale than just her skills. That being said, we work on offensive and defensive concepts with her. We'll work on things that she needs to be thinking about when she's out there. We're working on things that she needs to understand about other positions that kind of are intertwined with her, because we know that when you're out there on the court, every position depends on the other to do what's important and necessary to win that rally and to win that game. So that being said, we work on all these things. So I wanted to let you know that, just so you can be reassured that she's going to get what she needs. All right. And I know we've answered some of your questions. You may not have had all your questions answered. That's why we have these discovery calls that allows us to talk to you and you talk to us, and us to just communicate and discuss, where is your daughter? What are her goals? What is it that you need from her? And what is it that you need from us? And then we also get a chance to assess whether she would be a good fit for what we do in our program. Things like her commitment level, and just, where she is right now, mentally and emotionally, physically, to be able to say, yes, this is going to be a good match. And let's go ahead and take the next step, okay? So if you're in that place where you're wanting to explore this a little bit more, feel free to go ahead and click on the button on the bottom of this page here, and you can schedule your discovery call. And please invite your daughter to be on with you. That way we can hear from her as well. And it'll allow us all to kind of get a good feel for each other and also talk about a potential working relationship. All right. All right. There's our website information if you just want to go and check us out. Otherwise, I look forward to talking with you and meeting you on the future discovery call. And I wish you a just an awesome day. And just want to send my blessings to you and your family. Amen. And have a great day. Bye bye.